User Settings Admin at Jersey Urology Group in Greenway. All right, so we went over some of the functionality in the intro video. You're going to need to set some settings in User Settings Admin. So to do that, you go to Chart and you go to User Settings Admin. Okay, and this is more or less making sure that your screens look just like mine. So for specialty practice, make sure none of these are checked. Greenway was initially set up as a gynecological EHR, and much of these functionality areas you don't need. You don't need prenatal work, flow sheet, or any of this stuff. So make sure all this stuff is unchecked. Phase sheet and history, you're going to want most of these sections checked. You're not going to want genetic screening. You're not going to want reproductive history. All right, so make sure those are not checked. Okay. Phase sheet sections, you're going to want exactly what you see checked here. You want clinical alerts, you want confidential, flow sheets, order history, reason for visit, okay, and then you can click the Save button as you go. Document settings, you're going to want yours to be identical to mine. All right, for document scrolling, you'll probably want scroll bar on the right side. If you insist, you can have scroll bar on the left side. Physical exam loading, you're going to want a load templated physical exam. Okay, make sure this is circled. Insert active problems default status. This doesn't really matter too much, checked or unchecked. Superbill summary options. You will want open superbill summary upon save and sign. When you save and sign your note, it will pull up the superbill so you can reference and fix any charges that are incorrect. And you should do this after every visit. Document amended, it's probably a good idea to notify me when another user amends a document that I created. Sign options, you probably should choose, at least at the beginning, to prompt for password. Okay, and every time that you sign a document, it will ask for your password. Default template list 2, just leave as your name. It's defaulted to mine. Default patient chart page. This is important. You will probably want it to go to the face sheet, which means every time that you open up a chart, it will go, when you open up a chart, it will go to a face sheet rather than a summary or a certain document. Okay, this section over here, root document options, this is important for who will review your documents as you do them. As you finish the documents. This is to make sure that they go to the right place for them to be forwarded to your referring doctor. So it's obviously common courtesy when we are referred patients for your documents to go to the doctor, for your note to go to the doctor who sent the patient to us. And that should be done really within 24 hours of the patient being seen. You can fax it yourself. Later video we'll go over how to fax things in Greenway. We also have employees who can do this for you. So this should be checked. History and physical, progress note, and quick note. Those are probably the types of documents that you will be forwarding. To do that, you'll click over here on this on the document, and it will show who to send it to. You want to change this to transcription. Transcription is a group of employees who do the faxing outs for us. Okay, and then you'll want to save it after each one. Now, priority, I leave it as high. You could do it medium. It doesn't really matter. And then add a note. You'll probably want to write, please fax. Quick route, I leave it disabled, which means I manually do it after every time I see the patient because I don't always do this if the patient doesn't have a primary doctor. You want to do the same thing for progress note, same thing for quick note. You'll definitely want this unboxed. You definitely want for Greenway to make suggestions and to help you calculate your E&M service coding. This is critical to our functionality, so make sure that is unchecked. Unlinked visit warning, click on sign. This means that if you create a note on a patient who is does not have a linked visit, it will warn you that the patient does not have a linked visit. If you bill something on someone who does not have a linked visit, the billing goes to the ethers and it will never get to billing. So you absolutely must make sure that all charges are linked to a visit. So this box must be signed. And I would argue when you're starting, you may even want to put it as saved, as a double warning. Okay. Clinical decision support alerts, you'll actually probably want that as a yes. And correspondence signature block, you'll probably want to put in, you can edit that and put in your own name. Prescription settings, less important. You can just follow my choices there. Prescription alerts, drug allergy reactions, display alert dialog for any potential reaction should be checked. Display alert dialog for any duplicate therapy should be checked. Contraindications, absolute disease contraindications exist. Precautions of medication is absolutely contraindicated. Genetics, make sure that's unchecked. DEA, display alert dialog for any DEA warnings. And you'll probably want these dose checking alerts checked accordingly. If you exceed the maximum daily amount, you want to be alerted. If there is no recommended dosing, you may want to be alerted, and not enough clinical information. You want to make sure that you're giving the patient the right medication, the right amount. And drug-to-drug interaction, you'll want high severity and contraindicated interactions are probable. Prescription notification. You can make it so that you get alert every time your patient gets a prescription. You'll get alerts, throughout the day and night if you do that. So I have mine as never notify me. Prescriptions written on my behalf. I want to be notified if an employee writes a prescription on my behalf. Delegation setup. The following users may prescribe on my behalf. So you will want to choose our physician assistants as well as administrative employees. Ask your administrator at the time of this to find out who these people are. At this time, it's our physician assistants as well as an employee who is outsourced to Florida who goes through our prescription queue for us. And that is pretty much it. Make sure that you save your preferences before you are done. And those are the settings that you should set up in User Settings Admin.